Do you ever wonder what your favorite movies would look like if the actors acting in that movie weren't the actors acting in that movie? Where am I? Imagine if Rocky didn't star Sylvester Stallone, but instead starred Ryan O'Neal or Robert Redford, which is what the studio wanted, but Stallone was like, oh, this is my movie, I'm gonna star in it, okay? Off topic, but I've written a whole script about how I don't know if all the Rocky movies are classics. I just haven't filmed it yet because I'm scared and lazy. But mostly scared and lazy. A whole lot of movies would look a whole lot different if they starred different people. Maybe some movies that we consider classics wouldn't be held in as high regard if they didn't star who they did. Here is a list that I compiled of 10 casting decisions that we're glad didn't happen. And I say 10, but it's probably going to be more than 10, but it just looks cleaner on a YouTube title. So here we go. Grease is one of my all-time favorite movies. Based off the Broadway musical, the 1978 movie starred John Travolta and the late Dame Olivia Newton-John, and I watch that shit every day. But John and Olivia weren't always Danny and Sandy. According to Maria Osmond of Donnie and Marie fame, she was considered for the role of Sandy but turned it down. Carrie Fisher from Star Wars was also considered for Sandy, with director Randall Kleiser even going to visit her on the set of Star Wars to see if she was right for the role. But according to him, he couldn't tell from the scene he saw if she was right for the part or not. You win some, you lose some, right? Henry Winkler, aka the Fonz, was considered for the role of Danny, but he didn't want to be typecast as a greaser his entire career. Lucy Arnaz, daughter of Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball, was allegedly the first choice for the part of Rizzo, but they wanted to screen test her, and Lucy did not like that. Lucille Ball did not like that at all. I love Lucy, but Lucy was not loving this shit. Lucy went off with the
I used to own you to
the production company, and well, that was that. Enter Stockard Channing, who would give a performance of a lifetime. Dirty Dancing is an 80s classic, and for a lot of people, it was their first introduction to Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze, but the movie could have looked a lot different. Val Kilmer was allegedly offered the lead role, but declined. Billy Zane and Sarah Jessica Parker screen tested together to be Johnny and Baby. Other actresses considered for the part of Baby before Jennifer Grey were Sharon Stone, Pia Zadora, who the studio really wanted, and Mindy Cohn from Facts of Life, who was allegedly the first choice, but she was busy. I'm assuming with Facts of Life, so do with that information what you will. Stuart Little is one of those childhood classics that you look back at like,
the fuck was that?
a movie about a mouse boy getting adopted by an uppity family who saw a bunch of orphans and said, nope, the mouse. We want the mouse. It touched the hearts of millions and spawned a sequel, a threequel, and an animated series that nobody remembers. Michael J. Fox, Marty McFly himself voiced our title character, but other actors considered for Stuart were Jim Carrey, Jerry Seinfeld, Matthew Broderick, Dave Foley, Danny DeVito, Bill Murray, Ray Romano, Al Brooks, Matthew Lillard, Ben Stiller, Steve Martin, John Cleese, Jason Fleming, Ewan McGregor, Tim Conway, Jason Lee, Woody Allen, and Scott Bakula. I can see Jim Carrey and Matthew Broderick and hell, maybe even Scott Bakula pulling off the role of Stuart Little, but the rest of these choices seem really out of left field. I mean, Woody Allen? Really? Hugh Laurie, aka Dr. House, played Stuart Little's father, but other actors considered for the part were ahem. Pierce Brosnan, George Clooney, Kevin Costner, Johnny Depp, Harrison Ford, Andy Garcia, Richard Gere, Mel Gibson, Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kevin Kline, Rupert Everett, Sam Neill, Brad Pitt, Sylvester Stallone, Dennis Quaid, Nicolas Cage, Hugh Grant, Samuel L. Jackson, Jason Biggs, Tom Green, Will Smith, Charlie Sheen, and Robin Williams. Holy shit. What? Do you want to know how fucking bonkers casting for this movie was getting? The actresses considered to play Stuart Little's mom before Gina Davis were ahem. Jenny McCarthy, Nicole Kidman, Sandra Bullock, Sally Field, Jennifer Aniston, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Kelly McGillis, Madonna, Roseanne, Meryl Streep, Jamie Lee Curtis, Tia Carrere, Allison Hannigan, Neve Campbell, Mila Jovovich, J-Lo, Julia Roberts, and others. Some of these actresses who aren't named Madonna are really good actresses, but it's like they didn't really care about the character. Some actresses seemed real young and others seemed really old. It's like they were just casting as big a net as possible, almost like they weren't confident with whether or not the movie would do well. Or hey, maybe Hollywood just doesn't know how to cast actresses of a certain age. Tom Holland is a pretty kick-ass Spider-Man. Now, I may be a little biased because I absolutely love those movies, but I think he's the perfect fit. But before Tom was Spider-Man, Asa Butterfield, Nat Wolff, Liam James, and Timothée Chalamet were all considered. Could you imagine? Mickey Rooney and Harrison Ford were almost Archie Bunker and Meathead in All in the Family. John Posey, father of Tyler Posey, was Danny Tanner in the original unaired pilot for Full House. Eric Stoltz was originally Marty McFly in Back to the Future, but no one liked working with him because he took the role too seriously. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is another weird childhood classic, directed by Tim Burton and starring Johnny Depp because, obviously, some people really like this one because they think it's closer to the book. And some people, Gene Wilder, fucking hated it because they thought it tarnished the original. But I will never get over how crazy the list of actors considered to play Willy Wonka was. Before Johnny Depp, the actors considered for the role were ahem. Rowan Atkinson, Nicolas Cage, Jim Carrey, Robert De Niro, Eric Idle, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Adam Sandler, Michael Keaton, Steve Martin, Bill Murray, Mike Myers, Leslie Nielsen, Brad Pitt, Will Smith, Sir Patrick Stewart, Ben Stiller, Christopher Walken, Robin Williams, Susie Izzard, and every single member of Monty Python. Could you imagine? Was that 10? That felt like 10. It better be. I don't want to do this anymore. And that's the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed this video. It may have seemed a little different from what I usually do, and I may do this again, but it's different. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, subscribe for new videos. I'm here every single Monday, just chugging along. So yeah, come check it out. It's a good time, and hopefully you'll have some fun and learn a lesson before it's done. My name is Travis, and this is Wonder Nerd. Remember, nerds rule.